leading man roles. Like Colossus was one of them. So, what was your take on that one, the Inhumans series?
Actually, I dig it. I'm glad that they're bringing out that part of the storyline. It's very, if you don't keep up into certain areas, you can get lost very, very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So, I know I missed 2 issues, and it was just 2 issues, and I'm like, I came back and was like, whoa, whoa, what happened?
What happened? Yeah.
All right, so we got tanks being picked here. NT, a great team. I4NI, also an awesome team. NT freshly into the silver division. So we can't wait for this to come out. Looks like they're decided on 770.
It is. Ooh, 113 is being brought out by I4NI.
That's an interesting pick on this map. Someone's been watching the PC.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to. I hope we get the WZ1115A.
Yeah.
On console eventually.
Now the downside,
or the Super Conqueror.
Yeah, the Super Conk. That'd be cool. Yes, on the PC, the 113 is a good to go tank. It's more superior than its rival, the IS-7. On console, though, the roles are switched.
Yeah. Well, it looks like we got both sides fully picked, and
sweet.
They met the 3-minute mark on picking tanks, which I appreciate.
All right, guys, go ahead and list down those tanks, guys.
Okay. Running an E50M, a couple bat chats, a pair of E5s, a chieftain, and the auto-loading 50B.
I4NI is coming out with a pair of 140s, a bat chat 25T, a pair of IS-7s, a chieftain, and a 113.
Okay, just waiting to make sure everything's finalized up. Everybody's in the room.
Alrighty, boogity boogity, let's go tanking.
Interesting pick on the 113.
It is.
Can be utilized on this map, but the placement's going to have to be very critical.
Mm-hmm.
It's looking for more of a stagnant type play.
Gun depression there, yeah.
Man,
gun depression, and ain't got many tanks and gun depression there. IS-7s, 113s. Whew, what are you going to do?
I see them pushing into the city, the town, into the FE7.
Kind of curious, honestly, if they're just gonna push the 5-line real hard. Seems that a big thing that a lot of clans have been doing is being comfortable splitting on this north side, putting 1 or 2 tanks into that E5-6 area, and then the other tanks go ahead and wrap them onto the other side of the map. If Nation's tankers decide to split, it doesn't look like they are though. If they decide to split, it could end up being some problems.
I do think the north side has the advantage of getting to the hill. It's not great, but
I prefer NT's tank setup, but I guess it's a case of which area they choose to attempt to control. Big fan of the ball here. I definitely am.
B gets spotted up early by Redneck License.
looks like a fairly common setup here on the north side with Bat Chat watching railroad tracks.
Yeah.
Onto the hill, and the rest of the town.
Now that's where the IS-7 turret really comes into play, where it can get do what Deuce is doing here. Getting up here, you're going to be getting shots on the Chieftain and the pair of E5s. The IS-7 turret at that distance, sniping from the hill. You have a better luck trying to nail the prom queen than pinning that turret.
For sure.
That's why you
Bat
did
chats in
bring a
E50
big
up there
Jaeger
on the hill.
rig.
If they've worked out their spots, if they have the opportunity where they're set to go for it, run right round and cause trouble behind. But I don't think they're going to do it. They're going to wait that out on the hill there. The problem with that setup there for NT, from what I've watched, is the other team has a chance to run right through the middle. However, they're going long, so this is going to get real interesting in about a minute and a half.
You know, NT does know that those mediums are coming. I mean, I don't know if they're respotted, but they were spotted probably about 25 seconds ago, and then obviously right now Canbit takes a hit, but respots all three of them.
So it looks like Undertaker's going to rotate out and start putting more cap pressure on. That is well accepted. Now the question is how I4NI is going to do with their mediums, because that's not what you want to do in a comp. Scorpion taking a huge
Ouch.
1,000 HP.
I4NI pushing over the middle.
Oh, whoa, look at those.
The 3 tanks.
Focus fire from Iron Will
Nice
Wallace
shot.
is just melting. Who was that? Mini Vinny?
That's a
Yeah.
confident push.
A double tap, and he got lit on fire right there.
Here we go.
At the same time, I4NI have jumped the tracks. They are in the cap. Right now we have 2 IS7s and a 113 with a Chieftain in an overmatch against 2 E5s and another Chieftain. So, looks like Stormcloud's going to go ahead and go down to Redneck Bison. Good cross shots right there from the tracks right there at A-E6. Creamy's Puppet's going to end up going down as well right here. This is
aggressive.
actually turned into a
Wow,
pretty
double
decent
tap.
brawl.
Sticky, there's that big old gun on the 113.
Yep.
Yeah, I4NI just pushing right through that middle, through the tracks, and in and in and in. Focus fire's good. And they're just picking a tank, annihilate a tank.
Yeah, the only weak spot in that push is Puppet is Chieftain. Both 3 tanks with no armor pushing.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, Creamies could have hung back just a little bit, a little too over-aggressive. That's understandable. He calls the call, push, 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 push. Sometimes just need a little bit of nice big hit. 555 out of deuces on Nash.
Double tap on that.
Iron Will Wallace now on a
50 beats
reload.
on a reload right now.
So, great job, I4NI coming out. Putting the thumb
Strong.
on that attack. Let's see here. So Havoc's Keeper in the chat is saying the 113 PC buff is 7 degrees of gun depression.
Wow.
I mean,
Yeah, we missed that.
yeah, that's huge. I mean, 7 degrees. That's in this standings with the 113. And then the other part was the frontal end does get a buff also on that low plate. So
Right.
let's go to
Now,
Denture
we
with the
did-
cast. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Um,
Well, we did receive the 113 buff. We just did not get the gun depression that
gun
PC
depression.
got.
All right, so over here on the NT side, Iron Will Wallace coming out with a 1204. Scorpius coming in with Scorpion, sorry, 1383. Camvet only throwing up donuts. That's rare. Undertaker only coming in with 113, but it was a kill. Sorry, it was a 193. Mr. Nash coming in 2691 with a kill. Hellraiser 1260. And Stormcloud had the 1304 over on I4NI. Icky Sticky in the 113 did 12. Creamy's Puppet did 12, also in his Chieftain. Mini Vinny 922. Redneck Bison coming out with 3 kills, 1802. Allergen 2 kills, 4,461 damage, and that OBJ 140. Whoa. Great side shots coming out of Halogen, man. Quito, 2 kills. We're going to call it a cool 1,000. And then Deuces in his IS7 with the 2589. Swapping sides and getting ready for round 2. You guys go ahead and start ESing.
Yeah, we did actually receive the 113 buff. We just did not receive the full impact that PC got. And it came at the same time that they did all of the buffs. Like we probably got about 6 to 9 months worth of PC buffs all at one time. So it
Mhm.
just kind of the HP buff that the IS-7 received, and then us not getting the gun depression on the 113 outweighed the 113 buff altogether. So it just pretty much got skipped over for its 3 month period to for a time to shine in comp
Yeah.
play. So it just kind of just faded into the background.
I just find the
I think
113 a cross between an IS4 and an IS7.
well now that the alpha and the reload and the mobility for the 113 is
Mhm.
just it's gonna outweigh the any of the Russian heavies, but I think a lot of people have problems with the dispersion of the 113. I mean, the IS-7 is not a tank that you want to try to snipe with, even though lots of people do it successfully, and
Don't know
the
how it happens.
113 is even worse. So, yeah, it definitely happens. Now, if you are on the move, shooting at 450 meters at a light tank that's full speed on the move, then about a 99% chance you're going to connect your shot. But if you're stopped shooting at a stopped tank, yeah, you're probably gonna miss.
That Russian bias.
There you
Yeah.
go.
IS6 for life.
Also, guys, I wanted to go ahead and put this out there. If you guys have clips that are loaded into your Xbox and need help figuring out how to get those clips from your Xbox into a form where you can email them, the best way, I'm sure there are YouTube videos out there that you can watch, and the easiest way that I've found to do that is to use the Xbox app. I don't know how many of you guys use that, but seems to be the easiest way at the moment to
Unfortunately,
go
yes.
ahead and
Hey, I can't really say much though. You hear that? That's me knocking on wood because it's been working very flawlessly here the last 2 months. So Microsoft did something right. But all right, guys, go ahead and run through the takedowns. I'm just gonna be continue doing something here. I'm having a hacking fit.
I'll let you guys.
Yeah. So the NT mob are rolling it with Object 430 and E50, double back chats, an E5 and a pair of chieftains. I like that setup.
and on the I4NI side they have an E4, a pair of 140s, a bad chat, two IS7s, and a chieftain.
Here we go.
All right, game two. This is going to be pretty exciting.
I wonder if we're going to have a big 1-5 clash right here. Both teams just running into each other. There's a lot of mediums on each side for this particular map.
Well, with I4NI in the driving seat with the 1-0 up on proc, which you're always hoping for, because it can be a very, very 50-50 map. But NT need to arguably change their approach here for me, because otherwise I feel they're really consider how they're going to compensate for I4NI's aggressiveness.
All right, let's see how this action rolls down, guys.
So I4NI electing to go all the way over to the city side, and NT looking to cover both bases in a relatively traditional setup, in my opinion. Double IS7 and Chieftain backup push right through the centre there, looking for the potential overmatch or cover. See if that works out. That long winded run down the backside for NT may have problems unless he gets speed behind him. It's almost a complete flip reverse from the previous match so far.
The only thing I do not like is I4NI does not have a set of eyes that's going to watch that B line. I mean,
Yep.
that E4 is there, but he's kind of exposed in that little position he's at. So it's going to be interesting. A couple of mediums, one takes the hit, and then they can just out DPM him for 16 to 17 seconds.
Very
With
much
three
so.
mediums, that's big trouble.
Could be.
I think NT is about to have some problems too. I4NI Mini Vinny is about to unload his clip into the Chieftain and the E5. There's one.
Well, NT have made it all the way in their attempted push, but they've left the rail track. See, if I was I4NI, I'd be pushing it and trying to go over match on that other side, push the 5 guns against the 3. Looks like that's what they're doing.
Now you did call it
think
right
that was
though, Hills. Here comes the bad jets into the E4 right here. He's half loaded. Now he still hasn't taken a hit. He's a good there. Double tap. Should have another single tap. There you go. Make sure you finish shots. One more shot. E4 is down.
Yep, but I4NI have
And the IS7.
mobbed that side down. Mobbed the train track side. And over.
Yeah,
Crushed.
yeah. It looked like the E4 was a sacrificial lamb, while the rest of the team actually did the work. Like going, all right, E4, you're just the kind of the thumb to sit out there. If you live, you live. If you don't, well, we'll avenge your death.
Well, and I think he really did a job too, because I mean he did put that one shot into Ironwood Wallace that managed to half health the bad chat straight out the gate. So I mean,
Raging
was
Stoner
wondering-
being brave. He's pushing out there, getting some spots. Use that armor.
Big hit pool advantage for I4NI and one tank up. They're all together now, so we're looking for focus fire, and we know they're good at that. Just going to decide who they're going to pick on. Who has been
So with
chosen.
the new meta here, so this has been kind of the anti-meta here lately with the new WNF rules. Mini Vinny doing a great job up here. He is going to go down, but he is weakening these bat chats for the other mop-up crew, and I mean they're on their way. So bat chats are going to be in trouble. Halogen needs to back off really fast. He lost his back. Everybody else is behind him. So let's see what happens.
There's an NT's favour here, however, is I4NI have decided to stay on cap where I would have pushed through. It might. Yeah, it's maybe getting too hard to random now.
I was following Can Vet around, and he has no damage in the water. Basically.
rough.
Yeah.
It's a
I4NI on mop up duty now.
with the meta on this map right now. A 4 medium lineup is just going to be very, very hard to run against just about anybody right now. I think NT would have been better off holding those mediums back at F2 and waiting for that heavy push to come across the tracks right there, and then swarming in and closing that out like that.
Yeah.
All right, Beast, do you want to go down the damage for me, sir?
Yeah, on Nation's Tiger side, we have Ironwood Wallace in his bat chat. He had 2252 damage, a 666 spread on that, man. Just putting in work, getting it done, but just not enough backup from the rest of the team. The other bat chat, 2 kills, 1231, 320 blocked in a bat chat, still something. Chieftain had 1 pin, 498. It's Swallow and his Chieftain, 1 kill, 1076 damage. Mr. Nash and E50M. Big controversy for that being a comp tank. The man coming out with a 777 split, 2865. So I mean, you can't complain about that. Storm Cloud in the E5, 792, 2 pins, and like Mr. Jackson had just suggested, or actually Omega had just said, Cam Bit in the 430. 620, putting up a donut right there. On the side of I4NI, Mini Vinny and his bad chat, 1 kill, 2336 damage, 877. Good spread right there. Dark Stride in the E4. Managed did get 2 different pins out of that. 1716. I4NI Deuces in the 7. 1292. The Chieftain had 1 kill, 1503. Creamy's Pivot. Redneck Bison in the 140 at 3 kills, 1393. Halogen in his 141 kill, 3413 at 140, just putting out a lot of work right there. And then Raging Stoner in his eyes, 7, 1 kill, 2497. Go ahead and give that man straight 2500. 765 spread, 320 blocked. Looks like the
Alrighty.
leader. No, we did have one eye. Deuces in his I7 managed the 1600 block right there to lead the way.
So I4NI here coming out and showing why they are in the #1 spot in the silver division, and getting it done on proc.
Yeah. Their concentrate fire, their basic organisation is solid.
Seems quickly already picking
And
already.
Communicate.
Yeah,
Communicate
now
very,
that
very
was
well. You can watch them communicate almost.
that was I4NI's pick on the last map, and this is Nation's Tankard pick too. So let's see if they can bring it back a little bit. Maybe have something to pull out against these guys. I'm an American, man. I'm always going for the underdog. It's just in my nature.
Yeah, well, I'm Scottish. My opinion, we bred that into you. No offence.
Yeah, but one of my favorite movies is actually about the Scottish military. Can't remember the name of it. It's the one where they went over to Africa and didn't lose one soldier, but they had to hold up that town against the miners' military. I'll have to look it up.
I'll have to look at check it out.
That's not ticking a box for me. I don't know right now.
Yeah, it's basically the UN brought in the troops who had never seen battle ever, sent them in to protect the mines from the the miners who were taking advantage of all the African tribes and stuff like that, and basically they didn't lose one soldier in the waves and waves of attacks that came upon them.
Wow.
Pretty impressive movie. It starts with a J. I can't remember it. I'll have to look it up.
A little bit of movie knowledge there for you guys. Now we're going to be taking the action over to Sand River. A lot of different strats are built on Sand River here. So,
Oh,
Wow.
yeah, they are.
so it's always going to be an interesting take on who picks what. Rampods are coming out over there on I4NI side.
The movie is The Siege at, I'm not going to pronounce this, it's Jadotvill.
Wow.
Irish Army's
Alright.
Forgotten Battle, 2005. I
Alright.
highly recommend it.
Hmm.
You can Google it, just look up Irish military movie, and it's the first thing that pops up.
Well done.
Throwing some Irish knowledge at the Irishman. Looks like we
Yeah.
are ready.
I think the only real
Wow.
Scottish military movie is Braveheart, isn't it? That's been released for the Scots.
I guess, in some senses, yes.
Mark, are you Irish or Scottish? I apologize if I screwed that up.
That's okay. I'm Scottish, though, bro.
My bad.
He's the Sean Connery, sir.
Everybody's talking about everybody's talking about the Lucky Charms thing. So
No,
that's the wrong person.
All right.
Yeah, it is.
I4NI rolling out here. Rampanzer, Object 140, Batchat IS-7, pair of Chieftains, and a 50B. NT rolling out with the Skoda TVP. Trio of IS-7s and a trio of E5s. So the E5s coming very apparent this evening compared to Wednesday night when we only saw 2.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well, Wednesday there was they picked up a trio from one of the maps.
Yeah, we
had
had
one
map
time
with
only.
one trio.
what
One
one
time.
one time. Other than that, the
One
E5s
time.
kind of got left in the garage. A lot of people.
Yeah, it's just
How often has this German light tank been picked?
Not very.
Or on our comps.
I don't know if we've had a RHM Pure 10 Light on the Wednesday night fights.
That thing has an interesting turret.
And then follow it around.
Or that whole top part of the turret lifts. The middle part of the turret's oscillating. So if you never got a chance to check out a video about this thing.
It's cool. It really is cool.
It creates, what, 10 degrees of gun depression on this thing?
Yeah. Alright, so I4NI splitting it up here a little bit. They're gonna play out there, I'm guessing the ditch bound, and then keeping a couple of chieftains over here to keep them honest for Mentee, who's doing a solid beeline push.
Love
really like
strategies
to see-
available
yeah.
in Sandra.
I'd really like to see NT just no breaks right here. They need to push straight into these chieftains. They need to get these chieftains out right now. First order of business. They could run into a few cross shots from the 140 right in there. The IS-7 is going to be out of position. The 50B is out of position to get cross shots into these chieftains. These guys need to not stop. The E5, the IS-7s, these guys that are all stopped on the backside of this hill. This is a huge mistake right here. They need to go ahead and push the hill. Good double tap into Icky Sticky. Not gonna lie to that, but these chieftains need to go right now. Storm Cloud is getting double tapped. Nobody else is pushing in right now. These guys gotta get it in gear. Get these tanks
absolutely.
out.
Being
They're
too
gonna
scared of the
sacrifice-
DPM.
Yeah,
They need
they're
to
gonna
go. They need
sacrifice
to
one
go.
tank right now for absolutely
They
no
can
reason
wipe out one
whatsoever.
tank by a barrage. There you go.
E5 sitting
Like
back
that.
there needs to push in with them. You need to go 5 against 3 here.
Now,
Keep
Iron War
on
Wallace
pushing
is at the same time he's just committing a cardinal sin right there. He just blocked 5 tank shots
Yeah,
by
he's
trying to
pushing
face
too
those
hard.
chieftains. So,
Yeah, he,
But
the Cardinals. And
I'm not a huge
Great
fan
advantage
of
right there.
the river push, and this is the reason why.
Well, I mean,
but they're doing
well,
it.
it's
Slowly
actually,
but surely they're doing it.
if you do it properly, the river push really kind of counters out this type of push. Reason is, you get on the backside of the base, and you leave like where Halogen and Minivinny, they could just sit there all day, just pick.
Oh yeah.
Because now NT's gonna have to push across, which is gonna create cross shots. Halogen and Minivinny would be able to just sit back, disappear, and just keep dropping rounds all day long while they while these guys.
So they keep going together.
There you
We've
go,
got four,
guys.
four
Yeah,
on
but-
2 opportunity right there, which they're not taking
Yeah,
full
they-
advantage of, but they're still
they-
sort of doing something towards it.
NT is fully committed right here. Yeah, there's nothing left to do.
I mean, the IS-7's pushing full on. They can use their turrets to hold down. Side.
They can't stop. If they keep stopping, they're going to be in. At least they got
Yeah,
the Skoda
they
over
do
there
keep
going
stopping.
after Minivinny. Minivinny going down in his light tank. So now these guys
Can't bet.
just push.
Yeah, it looks like they've got the bloodlust finally now. But yeah, this is the good oversight. You know, good overmatch that they recognize they did not capitalize it on quite quick enough. I mean, but they've still got plenty of time, obviously here. But
Yeah, either way they've done it. It's, in our opinion, they need to do it quicker. That's all.
yeah.
Of that,
yeah.
and just the like B said, don't face hug a tank. You got your own team behind you to
Yeah,
try to mop
for
them
sure.
up. You're just gonna.
For sure.
And that's the pub. That's a pub sin there. I mean, I hate when somebody just goes to face hug somebody when.
Same time, if a face hug's perfectly worthwhile, if you're communicating it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sticking my face in them, go left and right, and stick the shots in.
Exactly.
Proper
Somebody
training.
Call it, somebody call it.
Yep, proper training. You get in there, you get them locked up. If you're worried about them getting away, lock them up, and then send in your 1 or 2 teammates on each side. But it's one of those things you have to be in constant communications with the guy on your left and the guy on the right to know when to push, when to face hug, when to lock them up, and so they can come around.
I did notice.
That
when he
face
went
hug
to go
tank's
face hug
probably
him.
soaked up. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I did notice when he went to go face hug him that none of NT shot. So they probably were communicating that. Because you know it's a mistake, and all of a sudden somebody face hugs it, and then you get your team shooting you in the butt.
Yeah. Nothing worse
Well-
than soaking up 2,000 damage for the opposing team.
Yeah.
going back to the very start of this match, yeah, if you're going to work the cap and you're going to work the south side of the map and take some tanks down into that riverbed, you cannot. You have to completely abandon that D7 square right there. There's no, absolutely no reason for those tanks to be up there. They're completely alone. Uh, any type of overmatch, even three mediums could have handled that right there. So.
Halogen now
Good.
is
Definitely is
back against the
Well, he was
wall.
one of the
chasing down the
standard
wall.
maps that has so much variance. I mean, you watch the bad buggers and the goal teams playing their medium this map, we stretch it all out, and angles that can be achieved are quite shocking.
Yeah, it's all on Halogen right now. I mean, it doesn't matter if he resets the cap or not.
Yeah,
He's waiting for
No,
GT
he's got to get
wipe him
he's
out.
got to get the kills.
I don't
Yeah,
think
I
there's
think that's
enough time in the day for a bat shot.
We've got a match here, definitely got a match now.
I mean, he would be able to kill
Table to
Wallace, Scorpion, but Swallow, you're just SOL. There's not enough time.
Oh, there's a full health E5.
Yeah.
Not alone.
Yeah, Swallow is going to be the.
I think he's trying to find Iron Will
You
Wallace
just
and
want to get that
Scorpion.
last kill.
Gotta get some. Oh no.
Good bounce. Oh, there you go.
Just ram him, guys.
There it is.
Way to bring it back though. NT right there. A little slow.
Well played,
But,
NT.
Sometimes it's a little bit easier to call this whenever you can see every tank on the field and see all the
Exactly.
positions exactly. So very good work though still by NT. Pretty decent damage spread on both sides right there, Hills.
Yeah, and so over here, Sticky rolling out 2765, Halogen 2883, Quinto coming out with a 1540, Creamy's unable to crack that 1000 mark with 813, Mini Vinny with 1303, Deuces calling out a cool 1000, Raging Stoner with a 931, over on NT side, Canvet 1600 flat, Undertaker coming in with a 1234, 1, 2, 3, 4. Iron Will Wallace, 2 kills, 2451. Stormcloud, 1472 with a kill. Swallow, 2532. Never lost a bit of his damage. So him hanging in the back just a little bit, saving his hit points for the end. Scorpius and his E5, 2933. Hellraiser, 1978. And Boogity Boogity were off to the game 4.
It is.
No, we were kind of riding Nation's tankers right there, but the E5s and one of the IS7s actually did pretty good. Undertaker had 2080 blocked. Scorpius in his E5 had 2450 blocked, and Iron Will Wallace in that IS7 ended up with 2300 blocked. So still good work put in by them guys.
I just hope that the teams that watch this and the teams that play and then go back and watch this just take it as constructive criticism and just learn from it. I mean, especially coming from Beast and Hells, you guys that call a lot of great matches and have a lot of wins under your belts calling. So it's more of just a constructive to look back and just take those points as a learning point, not as getting hated on. Because unfortunately,
Absolutely. I mean,
Oh, for sure.
yeah,
For sure.
said it many a time.
yeah.
It's the easiest thing sitting up here in the commentary box, spinning around, and you can see every single tank. It's a doddle to call comment, but Sand River has so many potential strategies, and it's one of my favourite maps to watch because you can watch people set up so many different strategies, and all kinds of variables can happen. And I don't think there's a definitive winning strategy, in my opinion, that I've seen so far in the silver division, in my opinion, where we play. I've seen gold teams do some scary stuff. I've watched some lockouts with medium tanks all spread from a distance, and I sit there confounded and confused because I know where I am and I know where they are. But at silver division, Sand River, guys, anybody's watching it, keep playing this map. Keep playing this map.
yes.
NT come out with that
there's just some,
E100, and then I4NI comes out with a pair of E100s, so that's going to be interesting on this map.
Huh.
wow,
Wow.
like it,
Wow.
like it. Let's see it go down. Yeah, Mark Jackson, you're 100% right, man. There's just a potential for there's 100, probably more than 100 different ways that you can set up crossfire and baits and traps on this map, man. It really is a very, very good comp map.
It really is. And again, to feed back into that, it's one of those where there's a huge separation between the gold teams and the rest on maps like this. Where some of the way that they lock this down, whenever you get a chance to watch it, guys, watch it back. Watch some of the gold teams play this thing. It's terrifying what they can do.
Well, even whenever we were at our peak with On Your Six, there was a good period that there was a very good period of time that we did not want to face DP in a 761 format on this map. They were on point. They had it locked down. They knew everywhere you were going to be on the map. They knew how to get in position and set you up for a crossfire. So, definitely worth going back and watching that footage, like you said.
All right.
Well,
I think we're ready to go.
But it's
Just
also
flat out
still a
Death
map
Star.
where you can still set up your tanks and just play absolutely dumb, stick 7 tanks together and run in a straight line and just pick on one tank and kill it and roll around. It still succeeds. There is the potential.
All right.
So I4NI has pulled out a Death Star, a couple bat chats, an IS-7, a T110 E5, and a pair of E100s. So a lot of muscle and a lot of armor coming on this lineup.
Yep. NT rolling out bat chat. No bat chats this time around. So Skoda, pair IS-7s, trio V5s, and that E100. And off we're going.
So the only thing that they changed up was took out an IS-7 and brought in an E100. I'm interested to see what they're going to do with that, because they pushed well with the IS-7s.
My guess for I4NI bringing that huge health pool, my guess is they're going to chuck an early cap with the big E100s and cause pressure while everyone else runs around. That's my guess.
Yeah, I know we MB loved playing against On Your Six, because we learned so much on this map. It was always a fun competitive thing playing against you guys.
Oh yeah, for sure. You know what I'd really like to see right here? I'd like to see everybody just go down into the river. You know, we have all heavies down there. Get a couple of mediums jumping off the cliff on top of the heavies, man. I'm a big fan of death. I'm a big fan of death from above, man. Big fan.
Oh,
This was the map where I got my death from above in Sand River way back in the day. I was driving Tier 5, what was that thing? The American Heavy, the Tier 5 one.
The T5.
The T10, or not T10,
Oh, the Tier 5.
No, the traditional one. Not
the T1.
M6?
Yeah, the T1. Yeah, T1.
Oh, the T1 Heavy. Okay.
Actually, yeah, T1 Heavy. I just drove right off the edge of the overhang and got my death from above in it back in the day. Straight over an M4. Crunch.
Looks like we're gonna get most of what we're looking for right here. All 3 E5s are in a
I have a
valley right now.
question on strategy here about I4NI's pair of E100s and Death Star just sitting in the back on the E4 line.
Waiting for a flank.
I don't know.
NT flank and
No.
an E100.
He pushes.
We could talk about that all day.
Well, now we have played against a couple teams using that particular D3 area right there, man, and sometimes it is very hard to push into a group of heavies that are setting hold down in that area.
Yeah, usually people bring an E4 to set up that strat, though.
Yep.
So,
Nice shot
Death
in the
Stars?
can bit right there.
I like NT's push here. I prefer NT's position right now as we speak. Obviously, the E100s are looking to upset that soon,
but
good 30
at
seconds
the same
before
time,
that
look
hill.
at Mr. Nash for NT and his E100.
Yeah,
Trying
once
to
you
make
climb
it
that hill,
foul.
getting that gun down, to get the fire on. Wow.
Great focus into redneck right there.
Yep. That TVP, if he gets moving, can do something. He just needs to get moving.
Mr. Nash is full health and he is coming up hard. He's taking a shot right there and getting now.
Devastating.
What did I missed it? What did Mini Vinny do to kill himself? I missed it.
I didn't see him kill himself. I seen 2 double shots in somebody and then someone went down. I didn't see anybody kill themselves. That's not to say it didn't happen.
Just on the little readout on the left, it said Mini Vinny, Mini Vinny. You know what I mean? Like he
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
I'm kind of even looking for his tank right now.
He might have got double tapped and then just went off the hill a little bit and then might have taken the last one. So, fortunately, this Death Star is not being effective.
E5 can just push up over the hill here, just to be a little bit braver, push up and help take the rest of this down, because one chap's out there 3-on-1. That's unnecessary at this point.
Yeah, I don't know why they're leaving Mr. Nash out to hang here, but
Yeah. Shouldn't be so scared of the cap when you're ahead.
yeah.
Guns, think guns, think guns. Oofed.
But Mr. Nash survived on a 3-on-1.
Oh,
It's going all the way to the town.
that's a shot right there by Pelican.
He's doing what he can from the back.
Well, one way or another, these guys are putting on a show. Is this going all the way? Yes, it is.
Yeah, this will be Game 5 coming up.
Very
Goes
nice.
down. I
Well-
presume it still goes down, guys. Is that correct?
NT showed why they had that as their map pick. I mean, you gotta like when a team picks a map and they win on it.
Yeah, I mean,
Yep.
NT answering back saying this is the reason why we got moved to the Silver Division. We could take on the best in the Silver Division, I4NI being in first place. NT further down the list here. So Canvet rolling out 1865, Nash 2202 with a kill. It's Swallow, 1 kill, 2270, Scorpius, 1 kill, 1645. Stormcloud coming out with a 2387, Iron Will Wallace coming out with a 3432 with 2 kills. Over on the I4NI side, Halogen did get the 3 kills, 2921. Mini Vinny throwing up donuts there. Darkstride and his Death Star there only throwing up 551. Deuce is coming out 2274, Icky Sticky 1538. Redneck Bison couldn't get over 1,000, and Raging Stoner in his IS-7 2103. Damage was definitely being dealt across the board, and you guys are doing great on commentary. Thank you so very much. I'm starting to wind down, so my medicine's cold medicine's kicking in.
You're good. You're good.
Sounds good.
But definitely, I4NI had a shot. I think they played that as a play just for a trial. In my opinion, I thought that they like, especially on their tactics, that double E100 on Sand River. In my opinion, the way they played that, I think they'll have to change that if they're gonna do that. Hanging back at the beginning with 2 E100s in Sand River, I think they'll change that next time they play that. But the wise team.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I
Even
mean,
the one
it's-
E100.
I would say no E100s in Sand River, but that's my opinion.
Well,
And
Even the
Yeah.
one E100 by NT could have been replaced by that IS-7 they removed, and I think it would have been more effective. You know, the E100 did punch a couple things for 700-800, but DPM compared to an IS-7, I don't think it's
Well,
there for the speed.
out the gate, you can really see something. I mean, I4NI 2 bad chats, good burst, long reload after both of those bad chats are done, and they're clipping.
yeah.
183
Mhm.
long reload. E100s, both of those have 15 15, what is it, like 15.8, 15.5 second reload. So, I mean, that's a lot
Yeah.
of reload time for 5 tanks right there. I know the other team did have one E100, but the E5s are going to reload real quick. IS-7's at about 11 seconds, and a TVP with its burst potential, but then, I mean, the reload on the TVP is just so much shorter than the back chat as well. So,
Well, it can
I
put
definitely
out
think they'll
what
change some
four
things up.
shots in 6 seconds, and then reload in 20.
Yeah.
So,
Now, I do want to show this again. Nation Tankers has 6 kills on their side. Mini Vinny somehow managed. I found his tank. He was up in the dunes. He somehow managed to come over the top of a dune and killed himself somehow. I mean, I'm sure he was on very low HP at that point, but it's
yeah, what was
just
he?
really rough.
What was he in a bat chat?
He was in a bad chat, yeah. Come over one of the dunes in a bad chat and died, I guess.
Yeah, I felt
Yeah,
something.
we didn't
I
have
felt
that
something.
camera
I
for
seen a double tap,
spectacular.
but maybe he got a double tap and a track and rolled it. I don't know to finish off. I did see
Possibly.
2 shots going
Possibly.
off.
Sucks when that happens.
But Beast, would you reckon on Sand River heavier choice? Chieftain's got to be up there, bro. Yeah.
I really like my trio of chieftains, IS-7, and then possibly like maybe one bat, one TVP 5051, and one 140, or some combination like that. Maybe 2
Well, if you're
bats
going,
and a
if you're
140.
going for the back cap pressure, coming up through the river and going that, yeah, you want a chieftain or a Kronwagen, something that with gun depression that's on the back cap and bounce things. But unfortunately, the
Just doesn't ma-
Kronwagen's big thing is it doesn't have gun elevation. So when it gets down in the
Yes.
river, you're SOL.
That's true. Very true. Very true.
Well, it looks like both teams are ready to go.
All right. If you want to run down NT Omega and then Mr. Jackson, if you could do it for now, we get this thing kicked off.
Well,
No worries.
NT is running a duo of E50Ms, one IS-7, a couple of E5s, and a couple of chieftains.
So over on I4NI, double object 140s, a bat chat, 2 IS7s, big old mouse, and a 113. Like the setup. Like both team setups.
All
The
right.
mouse is highly used in the mouse is highly used on this map in PC version. So
Yeah, WGO play for sure, for sure.
yeah, it's
Now,
amazing how much that's used.
I need to be proven wrong because this could start a huge debate. Twitch chat, YouTube chat. Here, the E50M is just not a tier 10 comp tank. It really is not.
That is a big debate, and I hear you. But then I've got people who would say it can be used. One thing I will say, I don't think it's a ghost town map. It's a ghost town tank.
No.
I'll say that much.
No, there's people that love it, and the diehard E50Ms are the players are the ones that worry
I
about
think we
it.
can
Well-
agree. I think one thing we can agree on is the main reason for that is pub game. It'll bounce ordinary rounds all day long.
Mhm.
It's not it's not an auto lock tank. So an auto lock tank, bong, bing, ping, like the E75 at tier 9, just bounce. But in comp play, premiums rounds, you're asking a lot of it.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just so
you're-
big
For sure.
for a medium. And it doesn't have the speed of a TVP or a bat chat.
And
The
it
turret doesn't turn.
definitely
And
doesn't.
the DP, yeah, the turret.
The
It's the
DPM.
turret.
There
It's
you
the
go.
turret for me. It's the turret and the DPM for me.
Yeah,
There
well,
you
go.
then that's the big
or
thing.
or an object.
I mean,
You
if
know,
you're
any of the
well,
Russian
objects.
mediums.
if you're wanting
It's beautiful,
DPM,
isn't it?
DPM,
It's
DPM,
beautiful.
you want those 140s. If you want the gun handling and you play it in the sniping position, the E50M does have that. It has superior gun handling than over most of the other mediums, if not all of the mediums. The E50M has it, but when it comes into a competitive standpoint, it's sluggish off the start unless you're going downhill.
Yep.
Its performance against, of course, competitive rounds, which is the premium rounds, it doesn't hold up. In a couple scenarios, a couple 140s can scoot around, low profile. It's hard to do an RBRT on it. Where if you have a good
Yeah.
trained crew in a close range combat like here on this map, an RBRT on an E50 from an IS-7, you're guaranteed to pen. You're gonna hit them for 500.
Right.
The motor on the E50M is unreliable. It breaks a lot. The tracks are huge, so it gets tracked a lot. Unless you have a good crew on there, the minute you get tracked, that motor is right there. It's very fragile. So I mean,
Isn't the motor in the front just like any of the Rush or the German heavies? Isn't the
that's the E50.
engine right in the front? So
The E50 is
Right in
there.
the front, yeah.
Yep. And then so but big difference between the E50 and the E50M, the drive cogs, the transmission is in the front of the E50.
yeah,
In the E50M, the transmission is in the back.
okay.
So you want to go blow for blow, 140 versus E50, the height-wise. Well, we're going to see it here very shortly.
Oh, these E50s are.
Yep.
I think they're going to go for
Oh.
a Ram. I
Well,
swear.
there they go. Now that was the only thing I was going to say. The E50M chisel tip. If you get an
Wow.
open map situation and cause a ram on your corners, not this map, but
I do
on
like
things
what they did
rock,
there.
something-
Ash and Camvet very
Yeah.
communicating, going around and going to the rears of the IS-7. Smart Halogen and
There you go.
Redneck are going to feed back into it. We're going to see the 140 versus E50 movement.
chasing each other.
Deuce is doing a
E50s
good
move
job.
The 140s are behind them. Here we go.
Yeah, the 140s
Tunnel.
are getting butt shots on the 50s, 50Ms.
Fantastic match.
This is where the mouse is super superior. This is awesome. A mouse is take on 2-3 tanks at a time. While it's taking its huge hit pool down, you have the rest of I4NI able to come back around on the flank and start taking out these one-shot tanks. Look, the mouse is still going. He's going to get
Yeah, it's
two
a three
more
on. It's a
tanks.
3-on-2, and the mouse is still alive.
It's gun for gun now. Still close. Still savable.
A mouse with a big gun on.
Oh,
113
they didn't need
next to
that.
it.
Oh, they didn't need that either.
I'm calling it the mouse was a huge victory here. He did his job.
You're right.
He was taking
Have you
on
guys
sure,
seen that
sure.
they're taking the 430 out of the PC version, turning it into a tier 9?
Yeah, because there's going to be a rear-mounted tier 10 heavy for Russia
Yeah,
that
the
comes in.
430U or something like that.
Yeah, something.
There it is. I4NI.
Well played, I4NI.
Yeah, I mean, utilizing
Really well played.
the mouse. The mouse was the winning key there. That was the lock-in key. I want to go to him.
It was that.
PCMs,
Yeah, it was that and the
He-
map
he
awareness
also-
from the two guys in the 430s from the brilliant move
He's
that was
lost
made
2K.
initially by the E50s running round, but the object 430s by following them back in covered it, and as you said with the mouse,
I mean, let's put it into
and
perspective
compliment.
here really fast here. Okay, typical mouse hit point pool 3,000. He also blocked 2,000 damage. So that is 5,000 damage that he soaked up. Now, if you would put that into comparison, if that 5,000 damage, that would have taken out an E5, a Bat Chat, a
I7.
140, yeah, exactly. So that would have spread out instantly 3 tanks right out the bat. Boom, done. He was able to soak up that damage, keep being the focal point, and that's the point of a good team versus a smart team. A smart team would be like, leave the mouse alone. Yes, he's going to hit you for 400 every 13 seconds. Get rid of everybody
Well,
else
that's what
first.
the E50Ms did. They ignored it, put some drive-by shots into it, but unfortunately, they were followed up by the 140. So I mean, NT made a great rotation. It's just unfortunately, I4NI made the rotation right behind them.
Well, and the
Exactly.
mouse,
Map awareness.
and I mean,
Map awareness for I4NI countered it in the end.
and the Mals, what was smart is the Mals went in and started intercepting all of the people that were down there low. So the 113 was able to sneak out, and get
Yep,
get back
exactly.
and to set back and then peek out and start doing those 500 shots. Because what Icky Sticky was 10 for 10, 10, 6. That's not bad in that Soviet into that Chinese heavy. Running 2462. So I mean, yes, it was pure brilliance of what the team else was doing. I'm calling right here that Deuces was the MVP. He played the mouse the way it
Yeah.
should be played.
Can't argue with that. Can't argue with that. Everybody else is compensating, and he did, and he put it right in there. And that's the thing with the mouse. You've got to get it in there, get the position, and cause the attention to come to you. Because
He got
way
stuck
too many
in,
people.